Good morning, dear cadets. So, as you know, yesterday I have completed almost everything about the chlorine except one property of chlorine, that is as an oxidizing agent. So, Cl2 can be used as an oxidizing agent. But remember, dry chlorine gas is not an oxidizing agent. Aqueous solution of aqueous chlorine, here you can write aqueous chlorine or wet chlorine gas can only be used as oxidizing agent. Okay, can be used as oxidizing agent. The question arises how? Just see here, Cl2 plus H2O. Okay, so just see, the meaning of aqueous is the presence of water molecules. So here what is there? This is HCl plus HClO. Okay, this is the first one. Now try to understand, this HClO is unstable. What is this one? Unstable. Okay, so in the second step, HClO will dissociate into HCl plus nascent oxygen. Now just see, HClO will be cancelled out. Now Cl2 plus H2O, that is equal to 2HCl plus nascent oxygen. So you can use one step reaction. Now since chlorine is furnishing nascent oxygen, aqueous solution of chlorine is furnishing nascent oxygen. What is this one? Nascent oxygen. That is why it is used as oxidizing agent. Okay, this is there. Now this chlorine means this nascent oxygen can oxidize many substances like acidic FeSO4, it oxidizes into Fe2, means ferrous sulfate, acidic ferrous sulfate will be oxidized into ferric sulfate. Potassium nitrite KNO2 will be oxidized into KNO3, potassium nitrate. Sodium sulfide Na2SO3 will be oxidized into Na2SO4. Okay. Similarly, iodine will be oxidized into iodic acid HiO3. So all those things will be written. But see, the first step would be this one only, means this step you should write, and in second step whatever substance you have got, just put in the equation and their oxidized form you have to write. But why chlorine is used as an oxidizing agent? This is the reaction which proves that aqueous solution of or wet chlorine gas is used as an oxidizing agent. So I hope that you have got this one. Remaining reaction one by one I will write. Now just see, Cl2 oxidizes FeSO4 into Fe2SO4 whole thrice in presence of acids. Just see how. First write first step, that is 2HCl plus nascent oxygen. Now step number second. Second step is FeSO4. Now in presence of acid H2SO4 plus nascent oxygen, which is evolved in the step number first. This is equal to Fe2SO4 whole thrice plus H2O. Okay, just check, everything should be balanced. So now here SO4, 2FeSO4. Okay, so now everything is balanced. 4, 8, 9 oxygen. Now here the total number of oxygen is more. 4 to the 8, 13 oxygen is there. 4 to the 8 plus 12, 13 oxygen. This side also 13 oxygen. Number of hydrogen is this much. Now just try to understand. This one is cancelled out. Okay, nascent oxygen. This H2O will be cancelled out. Now check. Yes. Now what is there now? Add this one. Cl2 plus 2FeSO4 plus H2SO4. This is equal to 2HCl, 2HCl plus Fe2SO4 whole thrice. Now just check here. Chlorine is 0. Here chlorine is -1. So 0 to -1. What is this one? Undergoing reduction. Undergoing reduction. Hence what is this one? Oxidizing agent. Now just see here. Here sulfur is 4 2s are 8 plus 6. There also yes, here iron is plus 2, but here iron is plus 3. So plus 2 to plus 3 oxidation, hence reducing agent. Hence FeSO4 is here reducing agent, Cl2 is here oxidizing agent. Just check, everything is balanced. Yes, everything is balanced. Okay, so this is the first reaction. Chlorine, aqueous solution of chlorine converted or oxidizes FeSO4 into FeSO4, Fe2SO4 whole thrice, ferrous sulfate to ferric sulfate. Now Cl2 oxidizes, here I am writing KNO2 into KNO3, KNO3. Just see, first step will be common, only second step you have to change. Just see, nascent oxygen is evolved here, let it be water only, H2O. Okay, now here KNO2 plus nascent oxygen. So here what is there? KNO3. Okay, now here just check. Now add, now everything is balanced. Here this is KNO2. So now here what is there? Cl2 plus H2O. Now this nascent oxygen is cancelled out. Now this is 2HCl. Here you should write plus KNO2. So now 2HCl plus KNO3. Okay, KNO3. Any problem here? Now everything is balanced. So Cl2 oxidizes potassium nitrite into potassium nitrate in presence of acids, which acid is not here. Acid is not here, that much. Similarly, Cl2 oxidizes sodium sulfite Na2SO3 into Na2SO4. Na2SO4. Just see, the first step will be common. Just check here. Check. Now take here Na2SO3 plus nascent oxygen. This is equal to Na2SO4. Na2SO4. So now this will be cancelled out. Now here what is there? Cl2 plus Na2SO3 plus H2O. This is equal to 2HCl plus Na2SO4. Okay, and now just check here. Now sulfur is here plus 4, sulfur is here plus 6. So plus 4 to plus 6, what is this one? Oxidation. What is this one? Oxidation. Cl2 0, Cl2 is -1. So 0 to -1, that is reduction. So reduction means Cl2 is oxidizing agent, Na2SO4 is undergoing oxidation, that is why it is a reducing agent. In this way, what to say, Cl2 oxidizes Na2SO3 into Na2SO4. Always remember, if you are writing reaction in 2 steps, it is very easy for you. If directly as it is given in the NCERT book, then you have to memorize. Here what is there? You are understanding which one is the oxidizing agent and which one is a reducing agent. Okay, that is why always follow the step by step reaction. Okay, no need to memorize. If concept of oxidation, reduction, oxidizing agent and reducing agent is clear to you, very easily you will come to know what will be the product. generally people tells that there is a need of memorization. So here need of memorization is not there. Okay, just you know the concept, automatically product you will write. Next one is Cl2 oxidizes SO2 into H2SO4. So first step is common. Second step, just take SO2 plus H2O plus nascent oxygen. This nascent oxygen. So here what would be there? H2SO4. Now check the total number 2, 3, 4. 4 oxygen, 2 hydrogen. Everything is balanced. Now add this one. This oxygen will be cancelled out. Now what is left here? Cl2 plus SO2 plus H2O and H2O. So that is equal to 2H2O. Okay. Now just what is the product here? 2HCl plus H2SO4. So how many acids are there? 2 acids simultaneously forming, hydrochloric acid and H2SO4. That is why it is an important reaction. 2 very important acids you are getting. Now another one, Cl2 oxidizes. Always remember, aqueous Cl2, always this word must be there. Aqueous Cl2 oxidizes I2 into HiO3, iodic acid. So first step will be common, only the second step you have to change here. So what is the second step? Just try to understand here. I2 plus H2O plus nascent oxygen. So that is equal to HiO3. So balance first this step only. So 2. Okay, I2 is balance. Now oxygen is 3. So this should be 5 oxygen. This should also be multiplied with 5. This should also be multiplied with 5. So now what is the product now? Just see. 5Cl2. This 5O will be cancelled out. 5Cl2 plus 5 and this one 6H2O plus I2, that is equal to 10HCl, 5 to the 10 plus 2HiO3. Now check everything is balanced or not. 10 chlorine is there. 12 hydrogen is there. Now 2I2 is there. Total number of oxygen 6. So 6 oxygen is there. Now chlorine is here 0. Here chlorine is -1. So 0 to -1. This is undergoing reduction. Hence what is this one? Oxidizing agent. Iodine is here 0, but iodine is here 3 to plus 5. So I2 0 to plus 5. What is this one? This is oxidation. What is this one? Oxidation. So just try to understand. I2 is undergoing oxidation, hence it is reducing agent. In this way the oxidation reaction of Cl2 is completely completed. Now it is clearly visible to you. So the reactions are very simple, no need to memorize, just you remember the product. Okay, once again, FeSO4 will be oxidized into Fe2SO4 whole thrice in presence of acid. Na2SO3 will be oxidized into Na2SO4. KNO2 will be oxidized into KNO3. I2 will be oxidized into HiO3. Okay, in this way this is completely completed. Now I have promised you one reaction. When I was teaching you SO2, then I have discussed something about the bleaching action. Okay, and I have promised that will complete the bleaching action of SO2 with the bleaching action of Cl2. Okay, so now this is the right time. What was the question? The bleaching action of SO2 is temporary, but the bleaching action of Cl2 is permanent. So first you understand what is the bleaching action. Decolorizing the original color of the substance by chemicals. What is this one? Bleaching. So what is the meaning of bleaching? Decolorizing the original color of substance by using chemicals, that is known as bleaching. So bleaching is the name of process by which the original color of the substance is decolorized, that is known as bleaching. And what are the bleaching agent? Chemicals which are doing the bleaching work, they are known as bleaching agent. So bleaching agent. What is bleaching agent? Chemical substances which decolorizes the original color of the substance. Original color of the substance, that is known as bleaching agent. Okay, so now just see, SO2 is bleaching agent, Cl2 is a bleaching agent, but there is a difference in the bleaching action of SO2 and Cl2. Actually SO2 bleached by the process of reduction. Okay, by the process of reduction. Cl2 bleached by the process of oxidation. Okay, now try to understand. So just see, SO2 and Cl2 both are bleaching agent only, but their methodology to bleach any substance is different. SO2 bleach by reduction, Cl2 bleach by oxidation. Okay, SO2 bleached by reduction, Cl2 bleached by oxidation. Okay, if any substance doing the bleaching work by the oxidation process, so what is the opposite of oxidation? Reduction. And for reduction what is required? Nascent hydrogen is required. So try to understand, in the atmosphere nascent hydrogen is not there. That is why whosoever is bleaching by the process of oxidation, their bleaching action is permanent, because opposite process, that is the reduction, which require nascent hydrogen, which is not there in the atmosphere, so they will not regain their original color. That is why their bleaching action is permanent. Those who are bleaching by the process of reduction, so what is the opposite process of reduction? The opposite process of reduction is oxidation. Okay, so suppose one coloring substance is there, like vegetable or another coloring matter, their color is decolorized by the process of reduction, let us say by SO2, then what would be there? That substance will gain nascent oxygen from the atmosphere, and after some time their original color will be restored. So this is the reason, that is why the bleaching action of agent, if it is done by the oxidation, that would be permanent, but if it is done by reduction process, so that would be the temporary. That is the difference between bleaching action of SO2 and Cl2. SO2 action is permanent, SO2 bleaching action is temporary, because it decolorizes the substance by the process of reduction, and opposite of reduction process is oxidation, and nascent oxygen is available in the atmosphere. That is why the substance which is bleached, now it will regain their original color. But if bleaching action is done by Cl2, so their bleaching action is an example of oxidation process, and opposite of oxidation process is reduction, which is not available in the atmosphere. Reduction require nascent hydrogen which is not there in the atmosphere. That is why the bleaching action of Cl2 is permanent. Okay, so this is for the understanding purpose. I will write the complete reaction, don't worry, including questions. So now let us see this question. Bleaching action of SO2 is temporary, but bleaching action of Cl2 is permanent. Why? Just see. Bleaching action of SO2 is temporary because it bleaches, decolorizes by reduction process. See the process. SO2 plus 2H2O, that is H2SO4 and 2H. Nascent hydrogen is evolved. It means it is a reducing agent. Okay. And now just see. Coloring substance. What may be the coloring substance? Cloth, vegetables, etc. So this nascent hydrogen which is evolved in the step number first, it will react in the step number second. Okay. And it will decolorize the substance. How this nascent hydrogen is decolorizing the substance? This nascent hydrogen will take away oxygen from the coloring substance. Okay. So suppose colored cloth is there or colored vegetables are there. So this nascent hydrogen which has been evolved in the step number first, it will take away their hydrogen. You know the substance are made up of elements only. They are made up of hydrogen, oxygen, whatever some other minerals. So this nascent hydrogen which is evolved in the step number first, it will take away oxygen. It will take away oxygen from the coloring matter. So now they will be decolorized because they don't have oxygen now. But if decolorized substance is kept in the atmosphere for a long period of time, so decolorized substance plus nascent oxygen, because this nascent oxygen is available in the atmosphere, so they will regain that oxygen. They will gain that oxygen and colored substance regain color. So colored substance, now since this oxygen is gained from the atmosphere, so they will be colored substance. They will regain their original color. So why it is possible and why SO2 bleaching action is temporary? Because once SO2 bleach the substance, after some time they again regain their color. Because SO2 bleaching action is an example of reduction process. Okay, and opposite of reduction is what? Oxidation. And here what is happening? Oxidation is only happening in the step number third, because nascent oxygen is gained to the decolorized substance. Okay, that is why the bleaching action of SO2 is temporary. Here you write hence bleaching action of SO2 is temporary. Okay, because decolorized substance has gained the color. Now what is the bleaching action of Cl2? Just see. Bleaching action of Cl2 is permanent because it bleaches, decolorizes by oxidation process. Just see. Cl2 plus H2O, you know the bleaching action of Cl2 is only in presence of water. So 2HCl plus nascent oxygen. This nascent oxygen, just see, this is colored substance plus nascent oxygen which is evolved in the step number first. Now it decolorized the substance plus H2O. अब just see, this nascent oxygen will take away hydrogen which is present in the colored substance. That is why water is evolved here, and there also water is evolved. Just see, but the process is different. There in that case, SO2 case, hydrogen was taking away the oxygen. Here oxygen is taking away hydrogen from the colored substance. Okay, so in the colored substance hydrogen is not there. What is not there? Hydrogen is not there. That is why it is decolorized. Now this decolorized substance can only regain their original color when it will have hydrogen. So just see, decolorized substance plus H. And now not hydrogen is not available in the atmosphere. That is why just see, I put here cross mark. It means it will not regain their original color. And here I wrote, decolorized substance will not gain original color because H is not available in the atmosphere. Hence Cl2 bleaching action is permanent. Cl2 bleaching action is permanent. Okay, so I hope that you have got this one. Just remember this one. Those who are doing the bleaching process by reduction, they will take away oxygen from the coloring substance. Okay, since oxygen is available in the atmosphere, so they will regain. Those who are decolorizing by the oxidation process, decolorizing the substance by oxidation process, they will take away hydrogen from the coloring substance. Since hydrogen is not present in the atmosphere, so they cannot regain their original color and they will be the permanently decolorized. And Cl2 is doing by oxidation process, that is why their bleaching action is permanent, while the SO2 is decolorizing the substance or bleaching is an example of reduction process, that is why it is a temporary. Okay, I hope that you have got this is important question, remember. There are some other information related with the chlorine. What are these information? Dry chlorine gas cannot be used as a bleaching agent. So aqueous solution of Cl2 is only used as a bleaching agent. Cl2 is not used as bleaching agent for delicate materials, because during bleaching action HCl is formed, which destroy the delicate material. Delicate material means soft material. That is why as a bleaching agent Cl2 is not used for soft material. Okay, now uses of Cl2. It is used as disinfectant. What is this one? It is used as disinfectant. It is used as bleaching agent. It is used as chlorinating agent. The last one application is very important. It is used for the preparation of poisonous gas. What is this one? Poisonous gas. The poisonous gas are mustard gas, phosgene, tear gas and DDT. Okay, so actually the preparation of DDT is given in the first unit of organic chemistry, second book. Okay, so we'll teach that one. Right now you know the formula of mustard gas, phosgene and tear gas. So the phosgene is this one only, COCl2. Chemically it is carbonyl chloride. What is this one? Carbonyl chloride. What is tear gas? Tear gas is this one, CCl, Cl, and here what is there? NO2. What is this one? NO2. You can write like that also, CCl3 NO2. You can write there IUPAC name also. What is this one? 1,1,1,1 trichloro nitromethane. 1,1,1 trichloronitromethane. Okay, this is tear gas. What is this one? Tear gas. Okay, now this is phosgene. What about mustard gas? This is the most important gas. Remember this one. Just say. First you write the two molecules of ethene. What is this one? CH2. Okay, CH2. This side also write CH2, double bond CH2. Okay, no problem at all. And now try to understand. Break this double bond, both side. Now put here sulfur in between this one. And here just see 1,1 valency of this carbon is still to fulfill. Now put here Cl. This side also put here Cl. Okay, you can put this side also, I don't have any problem. Write down here CH2 and here Cl. Okay, this is the mustard gas. What is this one? Mustard gas. And now check valency of carbon is fulfilled. This is CH2 2, 3, 4. here also 2, 3, 4, here also 2, 3, 4, here also 2, 3, 4. Valency is completely completed. Correct or not? Now, in between two molecules of ethene, sulfur is there. What is this one? This is sulfur. This is the mustard gas, and it is very poisonous gas. And see, Syria, you might have heard about this country. Bashar al-Assad, the president of Syria, he used the mustard gas to kill the terrorists who are operating against his regime, isn't it? So, just see, now UNO investigation is also on whether this gas has been used there or not. This gas is used for mass killing of the people, okay? Once upon time, Saddam Hussein also used this gas. So, remember this one, sometime they asked the formula. So, in this way, chlorine is completely completed. The next compound is HCl. In HCl, almost everything you know, only 1-2 things are there, because in HCl, aquaresia is there. Aquaresia I taught you in case of HNO3. So, there is no need to taught it again. So, now HCl, okay. So, you know everything about this one. There are some additional thing which you don't know, I will teach here. First one is method of preparation. So, when sodium chloride treated with concentrate H2SO4, okay, the temperature should be 420 Kelvin. So, you will get NaHSO4, sodium hydrogen sulfate and HCl gas. Remember, when temperature beyond this one, 420 Kelvin, means near about 823 Kelvin, then you will get the normal salt, that is Na2SO4 and HCl. But there is one problem. When Na2SO4 is formed, so it forms the scale at the bottom of beaker or boiler. Then what is there? It will absorb more heat because of the formation of scales, and beaker may be broken. Okay. So try to understand here. This is the method of preparation of HCl. अब there is one problem. Whatever HCl is produced here, that is not dry. It is wet. So HCl can be dried by concentrate H2SO4 only. You know that concentrate H2SO4 is the dehydrating agent. So whatever HCl is having water vapor, H2SO4 can be used to absorb that one. But remember, why concentrate H2SO4 is used as a dehydrating agent for HCl? Because it does not react with HCl. Never use calcium oxide and P2O5. Okay, these two are also used as a dehydrating agent, calcium oxide and P2O5, but they should not be used in case of HCl, because calcium oxide react with the HCl and form CaCl2 and H2O. Our purpose is to absorb the water which is present with the HCl. Dehydrating agent should not react with HCl. Here calcium oxide is reacting with HCl. Then this is not a good dehydrating agent. Means when the fence itself starts eating the crop. So what is the use of that fence? Be used here dehydrating agent to keep the HCl dry. But dehydrating agent itself starts reacting with the HCl. So we will have another substance. We don't have HCl. Okay. Similarly, P2O5 react with HCl and form POCl3 and 3HPO3. So these two are not used as a dehydrating agent for HCl because they react with the HCl and form some other compound. Okay. Now, physical property of HCl: pungent and suffocating gas, highly soluble in water, colorless, heavier than air. Okay, there are so many things you can read. Okay, now just see chemical property. Under chemical property, what is there? Reaction with the metal. So whenever HCl react with the metal, what is there? Metal salt plus hydrogen gas is formed. Since 9th and 10th class you start studying this one. So there is no need to tell that one. Similarly, HCl react with the salt of weak acids. Like H2CO3 is a weak acid or not? What is the salt of H2CO3, carbonic acid? Na2CO3. So whenever Na2CO3 react with HCl, what is the gas? H2O and CO2 must be evolved. Okay, these reaction you know, carbonate and bicarbonate salt, whenever they react with the HCl, so what they are forming? Suppose HCl is reacting with Na2CO3, so NaCl H2O plus CO2 is formed. That reaction also you can do, there is no need. Next one is mixture of 3 part of HNO3 and 1 part of HCl. This is known as aquaresia, and all those reaction in HNO3 case I taught you. Okay, oxidation of HCl. Oxidation of HCl, yesterday only I taught you Decaun's process in the method of preparation of Cl2. HCl react with the oxygen in presence of Cu2Cl2 at 723 Kelvin and form H2O and Cl2. Okay, the one more aspect of HCl is test of HCl. Okay, so HCl, it is an acidic substance. What is this one? Acidic, and acidic substance turns blue litmus red. One thing. Second one is their aqueous solution furnish H positive ion in their aqueous solution, and that H positive ion is responsible for turning the blue litmus into red. Okay, so just see, in the laboratory there are some other tests for testing the presence of HCl. Okay, if HCl is treated with silver nitrate, so it will form AgCl and HNO3. AgCl form white Kurdi PPT. White Kurdi PPT. White Kurdi PPT. Okay. What is the next one? HCl react with NH3 and form ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride. And this ammonium chloride form white dense fumes. What does it form? White dense fume. Just try to understand. In the laboratory, whenever you are testing the ammonium ion, NH4 positive ion, zero group ion, then what you are doing? You are taking one glass rod and dipping to the HCl and bringing to the mouth of test tube. Then what is there? White dense fume is formed, and white dense fume presence confirm the ammonium ion, NH4 positive ion. Ammonium ion means ammonia only. Okay. So now white dense fume is formed due to the formation of NH4Cl. And always remember, NH4Cl earlier used to be considered as gas, but inside the test tube, if white dense fume is formed, it means it is having particle nature. It is not having gas. If it would have been gas, so gas must have been evolved from the test tube. White dense fume inside the test tube should not be present. So the formation of white dense fume inside the test tube reveals the particle nature of ammonium chloride, NH4Cl. Okay. In this way, HCl is completely completed. Now, tomorrow I will start the most important aspect of halogen, that is the oxo acids of halogen and interhalogen compound. These two are left, and afterwards will teach you the 18th group. So we are heading towards the completion of this unit. Thank you. So I hope that you are getting and noting down all those things. Still what I am observing, that people from one particular section, they are not observing the video. Okay. So now for everything means I cannot be held responsible. Some responsibility you are also shouldering. If you are unable to do all those things, then only God can save you. I can't save you. Now it is ultimately your wish. Okay. Thank you.